Oh, okay. Well, I hit the fucking button. We're going. Hello. Fucking, I need to get my shit set up. This works out. If you're new here, this is my channel where I just start saying shit. Usually just press record and go, but usually I fucking put the shit up first. Damn, I look shot out. Um, I've been fucking going through. Damn, bro, can I get a better angle or something? Hold up. Been fucking going through it. This video, AI, where are we headed with it? How am I positioning my business? How are we gonna win? There's all sorts of fucking crazy developments every single day coming out about AI, and like nobody fucking knows. Damn, my shit's fucked up. I had to take a shower. Just got back from the gym. Anyways, I'm fucking small. I'm off a Rain energy drink as well. Anywho, yeah, this channel is where I just start saying shit in the hopes that like once we're rich and famous and got all the goals and everything, both me and people can look back and be like, oh, this guy was actually fucking stupid, but still like was able to figure shit out because he trusted God and believed in himself. Yeah. So what are we talking about? AI, bro. I got a fucking can't tell I got like ADHD or some shit. Anyways, AI, where's it headed? What are we doing? How can you win? What's going to happen? I have a couple theories on this, and first and foremost, if anybody's talking about AI and like where it's headed and anything, if they say they 100% know some shit, they're a fucking liar because nobody really knows. This shit is crazy. It's another fucking species basically. Like it is smarter and more capable than humans. This is the first time there's been something that even resembles fucking sentience. I guess maybe like monkey experiments or some shit. But like what I'm saying is like it operates like a human does. Like even if it doesn't actually excuse me, let me rephrase that. It doesn't operate like a human does. It acts as and responds as a human does. So like even if it doesn't actually do the same thing, it can respond to you in a manner that is not quite indistinguishable, but pretty damn close. Same with the image generation. That shit is getting extremely realistic. It's like less than 3 years ago, we had the Will Smith eating the fucking spaghetti shit and it was all fucked up. Now we have the videos where like you dead ass can probably not even fucking tell that that shit is AI generated. So first and foremost, this shit is accelerating at a stupid rate, like way too fucking fast. And if anybody claims that they know what the shit's doing, they don't. But here's my take on it. There are a couple things that I think AI cannot do. One of them is replicate emotion. And emotion dictates how humans respond to things. Because, let me move this down a little bit. Oh, you can see my fucked up bed. Anyways, emotion dictates how humans respond to things. And I wrote like a tiny little thesis on this, but the rough idea is like people who don't fully understand things and are dictated by their emotions, they will say things that they don't mean, even though there's an underlying. Let me give you an analogy. There's a lot of people that hate America and they say they don't want to live here and this place fucking sucks and it's the worst place on earth and it's, so awful, right? They don't hate America. They hate the inadequacies within themselves. And like, yeah, there's a ton of problems with the system and I'm not a big fan of the government either, which sucks because I grew up fucking loving America. But like, basically what I'm getting at is they're mad at the system for not making it easy for them to succeed however they like, right? Where people who take advantage of the system and they learn the tax code and they learn that fucking you can take advantage of the system and win with it, like a lot of those people wouldn't be fucking complaining about the state of things if they were winning during it. I'm not saying it's wrong to complain or wrong to have, like be against the government or whatever the fuck. Do what you want, right? But the underlying cause is emotional behavior that dictates how they act. And I don't think AI can see that. If AI is just reading articles and guessing how people will act based off of what they read and believe is fact off the internet, they're not able to see the underlying middle layer of emotions. So I ran an experiment and I asked AI, hey, if you were to fix America, what would you do? And I was guessing that his answer was going to be, systematic, top down. Hey, let's fix this, and this. And it said some shit about like fucking accountability for government officials and healthcare and fucking, I don't know, two other things. But like top down, like shit that everybody would say are problems. Healthcare is a fucking problem. Fucking dealing with inflation and putting that shit. I sound like a fucking idiot trying to explain this shit, but I'm going off memory here. Anyways, what I'm saying is top down, fix the government, right? With me, if I want to fix America, I'm thinking, hey, let's go people first and let's go bottom up, where we're helping people become stronger. And it's the old analogy of, don't pray for easy times, pray to be a stronger man, right? So like or the one about fucking give a man a fish or teach him how to fucking fish, right? I think AI gives people the fish, where our advantage is teaching people how to fish. And I don't think it can replicate that. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent. Anyway, so what does that mean? It means that I believe the future of people who are successful with AI and automation and all these other things are going to be people who are really good at being operators, right? Because the internet has been a thing for fucking 20 some years now. And it's not like the problem isn't the internet itself, or not problem, the solution, I guess. The solution isn't the internet itself. It's being a good operator of the internet. So like people have, for the past 20 some years, people have had unlimited access to knowledge, unlimited access to all sorts of tools that everybody else makes. And like they have this huge opportunity, but nobody does anything with it. Not nobody. A lot of people do stuff with the internet. What I mean is like unlimited potential. The bridge that has to be crossed is knowing what to do and what steps to take advantage of the internet, get it up there. The internet's just a vehicle. You have to know how to be a good driver. I think the same thing happens with AI at a much higher scale, where it's like you have to know what question to ask it, like creating systems that are actually going to be beneficial, not just saying AI do this, AI do that, AI do this, but more leveraging. And like instead of saying fucking, hey AI, build me a car, and it's probably not going to build you a fucking car. How about you ask it, steps to building a car, and then you fucking take that module that you found and you go piece by piece through it and find out fucking, oh, okay, how do we assemble an engine? How do we assemble a transmission? What parts are needed? And then like that itself is going to get you a much better result than just asking it to build you a fucking car. So it comes down to being an operator, knowing how to leverage AI, not just make it do shit for you. Which I mean it has kind of always been the case throughout history. Is like there's always been tools for all sorts of different avenues in business that you want to go through. It's just how well can you use those tools? How well can you allocate attention and time and resources and money and whatever the fuck and people? Like how well can you operate the business or vehicle that you're within? So what I've been doing for the past, let's run this back. I quit my job back in June-ish, and this is about to give me a ton of credibility for fucking, yeah, I know so much. This is about to give me so much credibility. I quit my job back in like fucking June, all right? And I was like, I am going to go into mega debt to make this fucking business work. And I started off doing personal branding because I believed at the time that that's what would separate us from robots. And I figured that everybody would eventually become like kind of a micro influencer and be known as, the couch guy, the plumber guy, the fucking, the artist guy for whatever your neighborhood is. I figure there'll be like, micro celebrities or, that's just a new way of like socializing with people and like having influence over a sphere within your area. So I went into personal branding, right? And then I realized that a lot of these things could be automated. And I was trying to make it so where like when somebody signed up for it, they could automatically, just like receive a packet that was personalized to them. And I was having AI like fucking, like the idea was they'd take a quiz and it would get like a rough idea on them and it would send them a rough draft to get them interested, and that's all automated. So I don't touch anything. I don't have to do 20 hours worth of work. That shit just goes to them. And then if they're actually interested, then they can, continue on. But then I realized that like fucking that shit is better than just doing personal branding. Like just knowing how to do automation and leveraging AI to do thinking for you is fucking super powerful, right? So I was like, okay, fuck the personal branding. Let's go into automation. Well, now what I predicted at the time, this was around like October or some shit, where I was like, okay, let's go with automation instead of personal branding. What I predicted at the time is that the industry would only last for roughly a year or so. I said, hey, it's probably going to last for like a year or so. The idea is I'm going to get really good at building workflows, and then we'll transfer into education. That was in October. It is now March right now, and there are already native language workflow builders. And if you don't know what I mean by workflow, I'm saying like Make.com, n8n, Zapier, like utilizing AI agents to do shit in the background while you fuck off or do your regular job or run your business like with the other operations, whatever it may be. But I'm just talking about like AI agents that do shit for you. They complete tasks automatically. Anyways, what am I getting at with this? It's going way faster than I thought it would. I thought it'd be about a year. It's been less than that. And so now we are pivoting yet again to something different. I'm not going to show the name yet because it's a cool name. But it's basically going to be like a subsidiary of my company, Gover Digital, which is based around education and learning how to be an operator. And I'm really trying to not fucking make it like a course because I don't want to be a fucking course seller. But like, I think it's genuinely important that people learn how to be operators and learn how to take advantage of their tools. So the idea is, I guess it's kind of a fucking course, but it's like Duolingo for learning how to become an operator. And then the difference between like my shit and like a fucking course seller is like, I'd like to give people tools that they can actually use at the end of each module, right? So like, instead of just saying, hey, here's how you do the shit, you know, maybe useful to them or not, and then they pay thousands of dollars for the shit, I want to make it completely free. And then they also have like a fucking, I don't know, we'll give them like a workflow or some shit that they can actually use for, let's say, content generation, or if they're a realtor, a CMA generator, which I already have on my site for free, and just give away a ton of free value for people like wanting to know how to be an operator. And then from there, if they want to go to the next level and have us just build workflows, which inherently will be easier because we have native language workflows, and then I can just tweak it by hand. Then that's the next level. And we're kind of going off of like a Matt Gray style hierarchy. If you don't know who Matt Gray is, I very much like his marketing material and his style of offer presentation. But basically the hierarchy is like an entry level, a core level, and then a high level where you have variable levels of community, education, proximity to me or the team or whatever it is. And then one other thing, and support. So just variable levels of that, where entry is very low, it's free, you get free resources. Mid-level, you know, a little bit more. Maybe we're able to integrate a workflow builder into the site itself. And then at the top tier is like, you know, proximity, where like we're doing coachings and whatever the fuck, and, you know, like building your fucking business with you and getting it automated. Yeah. So that's roughly where we're at. That's where I think AI is kind of heading towards. But truthfully, I don't fucking know. Nobody does. It's just all a guess. And listen to fucking what's it called? I have no mouth and I must scream, because that might be happening to us. So yeah, good luck. Have fun. Catch you later.